What is up, everybody? It's Uncle Nick here. And I'm finally starting my YouTube channel. You guys may have seen me on Brian's channel doing something in the background, irrelevant or useless of that nature. This whole talking in front of a camera thing's weird. Brian, you're weird. This is gonna be a Nationals recap. I'm gonna go over all 5 events over the course of 2 days with you guys. The log clean and press was the first event, frame deadlift, Husafel carry, yoke, and then stone and steel over bar. Without further ado, we will hop right on over to the commentary, guys. This way. So my first event was the log clean and press. It's 280 pounds, which in training I've gotten for 3, so I was a little frustrated that I'd only gotten it for 2. It basically came down to my clean. That has been my trouble with the log, actually, in the past, is my clean. If my clean doesn't go right, my press usually doesn't go right either. So my first and second reps went just fine. My clean went great. I have no complaints on my clean on the first 2 reps. But the third clean attempt is when things went wrong. I had just completely lost my air in my brace by the time I'd got it up top. You'll see me kind of sink right about there. I sink, and that was me completely losing my brace, and I felt all the head pressure. I was like, I gotta set this down, regroup. I was just getting frustrated, and I was trying to salvage what I can with the time I had left, but I was in 4th after this event, so I really can't complain too much. On to the second event, which is the frame deadlift. Now this frame is actually 2 farmer's handles with linkages in between to connect them. It is a new implement from MB Power Center, Mike Bartos's company. He makes a lot of strongman implements, but it's nice stuff, but it just moves around a lot. You'll see it shift right there, and you're constantly kind of readjusting your feet and moving around with the frame because you're not really focused on controlling the weight, you're just focused on banging out the reps. But overall, I did better on this event than I actually thought I would. I got 12 reps. I was home between 8 to 10, and I actually ended up dropping it on my foot, I think, on this next rep right about there. Yeah, that rang my bell a little bit. That hurt. I didn't break it. I bruised it, though. I'm pretty sure I bruised the bone. My foot was pretty swollen the next few days, but I'm all right, so I kept on chugging. The third event of day 1, which is the final event, is this high-temp Husafel stone. I think I said that right. But it is 60-foot lanes, and the problem with this I didn't have was grip, which is what I thought I'd be. It was actually my legs quitting. My legs quit towards the last end of this, but I could hold on to it just fine. You know, I did my first 2 laps. I was just focused on smooth as fast, smooth as fast, smooth as fast. That's what I was saying in my head. That's what I was telling myself, just putting one foot in front of the other, and it was going just fine. The first 2 laps felt great. I was like, I can do this all day. It's right about here when I started to recontemplate my life because it started getting heavy. I readjusted, which is what I practiced a lot in training. I saw a lot of people fail at that, but I had practiced it because I knew it had to happen if I wanted to keep going with this thing. But my legs are done. Concrete. That guy's legs were done. He just ate shit. He was all right, though. But I just kept going, kept on walking, and right about here, I actually make an effort to turn, but my legs are like, nope, you're done. Night-night. All right, guys, so that was the end of day 1. I'm sitting pretty good, a lot better than I thought I was actually going to do overall. In 2nd place right now. My foot was hurting pretty bad at this point. So I went home, I got a pretty long ice bath, got the jacuzzi, kind of rolled out my quads on the jets. The jets were pretty strong, actually. Did as much as I could for recovery-wise, because I normally don't do enough, and that's bad. I should probably do more. I should definitely do more. Without further ado, let's keep on rolling into day 2, because I don't know what I'm going to say next, so let's go to the commentary. Starting off day 2 in second place with an event I was actually worried about because of my injured foot. It was swollen, it was sore, but I actually did better than I ever did in training with this. I got 9.94 seconds, so I was super excited about that. After that event, I was actually tied for first. So I'm going into this event, the Stone of Steel over bar, tied for first place, and the guy that I was tied with is actually right next to me on the other side of the camera. But I got 3 reps, and I made a very simple mistake. If you notice when I load the stone here, how when I snatch behind it, I'm underneath of it. Right there, my hands are underneath of it, and I push the stone over. Well, if you notice on this next rep, when I do that same motion, my hands end up on the top half of the stone, which causes it to spin on the bar. Right there, you see it start to rotate, and it just falls right back to me. I do that for the remainder of the minute. I wasn't thinking. I was full potato. I'm tired. My legs are quitting. My back's quitting. I just want to get this over with. And we actually didn't find out the points till the banquet that night. So we are going to exit the commentary, and I will catch you on the other side.
All right, guys, so that's the end of day 2. The events are done. Now all that's left was the banquet. And there was like a 6-hour wait from the time we finished till the time we got to go to the banquet. And I was chomping at the bit to find out how I did. Now, I knew I was within the podium or within striking range of the podium because I don't know if I had enough points to hold off the rest of the pack after that stone. Now, I did on the stone, the guy that I was tied for first with was right next to me, and I beat him by 1 rep. So I knew he wasn't beating me, but that's about all I knew. So we get to the banquet, we're sitting there, it's cold, it's getting a little windy, and they are announcing like all the Arnold qualifiers in the weight class after they get through the women's and the lightweight men's. So they're finally at middleweight men's, and they say 5th place. And we all kind of look at each other, and we're like, oh boy. Then they get the 4th place. Then they get the 3rd place, and they announce someone that's not me. And I'm like, and everybody at the table's quiet. Then there was like a delay for 2nd place. And all I hear is from Vermont. And I'm like, at that point, I knew that I had won because I wasn't 5th through 3rd, and I was tied for 1st come the last event. So at that point in time, I was like, you idiot, you just won. And it was surreal. They said, from Maryland, Nikolai Myers. They announced my name. I walked up there, and my jaw hit the floor. Like, my jaw was on the floor. And I was speechless. Like, it was surreal. Like, I really had nothing to say the entire night. Because I went in there with hopes of getting top 10. You know, I win locally. But to go into nationals and win, it's my first nationals ever. Never been to nationals. And I'm going on 2 years of doing strongman, so I am super grateful for everybody that has helped me along the way with this. My next adventure is the Arnold Classic. I don't know if I will compete in between then, I'm not sure. But the Arnold is definitely going to happen. That is a world championship, so that is a whole nother beast in itself. But right now, I'm just taking nationals for what it is, and it's back to the drawing board. Shit. That's all I got for you guys at this point. I hope you liked my first video. I will talk to you guys soon, and I don't have a cool outro like Brian. So that's the end.